How often do you do things? Every day? Sometimes? Never? Well, today we're going to break down the essential Japanese adverbs that let you answer these exact questions, and it's going to make your conversation sound so much more natural.
So, just for a second, think about your own habits. Do you hit the books every single day? Just sometimes? Or maybe not at all? These are the words we use all the time to talk about our lives, and they're absolutely crucial in any language.
And by the end of this short explainer, you'll be able to answer that question and a whole bunch of others just like it with complete confidence. Seriously, you'll have the key words to describe your routines like a pro. Okay, so let's dive right in. Our first step is to get familiar with the essential vocabulary for this, frequency adverbs. So, what are these things? Well, it's actually a pretty simple idea. In Japanese, they're called hindo fukushi, and they're just these little words you pop into your sentences to say how often something happens. Now we're going to focus on these 5 core adverbs right here. But, and this is super important, they're not all created equal. See how they're kind of split into 2 groups? There's a secret rule here that separates the top 3 from the bottom 2, and getting that rule down is the key to using them perfectly. All right, let's kick things off with the easy ones. Mainichi, yoku, and tokidoki. They follow a really simple pattern. What's awesome about this first group is just how straightforward the pattern is. You just take the adverb, stick it right after the subject, and then finish up with a positive verb. One ending in masu. Like in the example, watashi wa yoku hon o yomimasu. I often read books. Simple as that. And look, here's that same pattern again. We just swapped in tokidoki for sometimes. The adverb fits right in, and the sentence still wraps up with that positive verb, ikimasu. See? Easy. Okay, now this next part is the big one. This is the one rule you really need to remember, and it's all about our second group of adverbs, amari and zenzen. So here it is, the key difference. On one side, you've got words like yoku that play nice with positive verbs. But on the other side, you've got zenzen and amari. And these two, they're a package deal. They always have to be paired with a negative verb, one that ends in masen. You can't have one without the other. Let me just say that one more time so it really sinks in. If you use zenzen or amari, your verb absolutely has to be negative. Let's see what that looks like. See how that works? To say I do not watch TV at all, you start with zenzen. And because you use zenzen, the verb for to watch, which is mimasu, automatically flips to its negative form, mimasen. They go together. And it's the exact same deal here. Takashi-san wa amari. As soon as we use amari, we know the verb benkyou shimasu, to study, has to change. It becomes the negative benkyou shimasen. Okay, you've got the 2 main rules down. So what do you say we actually put them to the test and try building a few sentences ourselves? All right, have a think about this one. Which word means often? And does that one need a positive verb or a negative one? Did you get it? Watashi wa yoku kohi o nomimasu. Yep, since yoku means often, it's in that first group. So it just needs a standard positive verb like nomimasu. Nice. Okay, let's try another one. How would you say this? Remember that special rule we just talked about for the word never? Perfect. 私は全然肉を食べません. Because you used 全然, that automatically triggers the negative verb ending. So 食べます becomes 食べません. You nailed it. All right, last one for practice. How do you say not very much? And what does that mean for the verb you're going to use at the end of the sentence? Yes, you totally got it. 彼女はあまりテニスをしません. Just like zenzen, the word amari always pairs up with that negative verb, so we have to use shimasen. Awesome job with that practice session. It really just comes down to those 2 simple patterns, so let's do a quick final recap of the main rules. And that's pretty much the whole game right there. The first 3 adverbs, the positive ones, they take a positive verb. The last 2, zenzen and amari, are a team that always goes with a negative verb. If you just remember that, you are going to use these words correctly every single time. All right, so now it's your turn. Think of one thing you do mainichi every day and go ahead and try saying it out loud in Japanese. That simple act of actually using the language is what makes it stick. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next one.